I came back to Kenya, which is 3 days walk from Loliondo, which is in Uwaso district in Tanzania. And I came home and I told my father I'm ready to go back to school. It was one of the saddest moments for the warriors because it is like losing one soldier in the army or maybe in a fight. Everybody was very sad, including my many girlfriends, because I was one of the best soloists. And I had to shave off my hair before the official graduation ceremony of my age group, and I went back to school. That is when I started developing the interest of conservation. And we have the 4KK Club, which is more about conservation, teaching young kids about plants and birds, and I was very good in it in secondary school. When I reached Form 4, that is when completely I thought so much of going into conservation and becoming a guide. I was so happy because every time I stopped by in a rock town before doing my school shopping, I see a lot of minibuses driving from Nairobi to the Maasai Mara, and I did ask one day I have to be one best guide. So when I finished secondary education in 1998, I did well, enabled to take me to university for a doctor, but it was very difficult because it is very expensive. So what I did, I went back home. I asked my father that I have to go to the Mara and look for a job. It was very sad, completely very sad, because my mother said, oh, then this is the end of you, you will never come back. Many people have gone to the Mara, they get jobs, they get money, and they forget people, and they forget even to come back home. I did look at her eyes and I told her that I will be back, and I'll be back in a better way, in a better form, in a better Joseph. When I came to the Maasai Mara in 1999, seriously, one of my targets was to be a guide. And it was very difficult because I had zero qualification, none. So I stayed at a friend's house at Sekenani, which is the main entrance to the park. And every single day that I see people doing game drives, the more I want to do it. And the senior warden, that time, his name is Olekoitumet, I had to go to him and told him, I want a job in the Mara. It doesn't matter what kind of a job. I just wanted anything to start me off. He told me that we will try at around July 1999, and I had to stay 7 months without going home. I said it doesn't matter how long it will take, I'll have to wait. In 1st of July, he drove me to Mara Victory Camp, which is one famous camp that time, mostly because of ballooning, and I got my first job as a laundry attendant. I was paid per day 50 Kenya shillings. And then the staffing in the laundry department was many. We were 7 of us, so there was only one option. For you to be working 4 days in a week, and you stay 3 days in a week, and the 3 days you are working, you are not fed. But I had a mission. I knew that you always have to start somewhere and end up somewhere good. I stayed home, away from home for 9 months. I wanted at least when I go home, as I promised Mom, to go with something better, maybe buy a cow for them, or maybe buy a nice Maasai blanket for them. But one of my main targets when I was in victory camp was, how will I save money to take me to college? Because I did ask many people, you cannot be a guide without some qualification. So I was using 25% to take home and save 75% for my college. So over the time, Harun Kamu, which was the general manager to Mada Hotels, developed good interest in me. He said, do we have any Maasai who have finished Form 4? We have a chance in storekeeping in the camp. So after 9 months, they moved me to the stores department, which is, I did so well. And unfortunately, someone left the job in the reception department, and I got a chance in 2000 to be in the front office. In the front office, I got a better pay and I saved money. And in 2001, I wrote a letter to the manager to ask for a study leave. I get enough money to get a certificate in one of the most famous college in Moshi again in Tanzania, called the Mweka, which is for Wildlife Management, and it is an international college. When I went back, I told them that I have to give back because all the money that I'm using to go to college, I got it from Fig Tree. So when I finished my college in 2002, I came straight back to Mara Fig Tree, where I got a job as a naturalist. When I got a job as a naturalist, I did so well, and I did bring someone, Olakaigil, I remember him very well, to take over my position because they promoted me to be a manager in one of their balloon camp in Sienna Springs. When I went to Sienna Springs, I saw something good again. CCA, which is Conservation Corporation Africa, which was now is and beyond, did more conservation and community awareness, that I developed a strong interest of saying, so I can be a conservationist and I can be a culturalist and I can still be a Maasai. So I went to the manager. I had plenty of time during the day before the booking in the evening. His name was Gidra Babu. I told him that kindly, from your professional South African guides, I'll be very happy to be training part-time when they come to train their guides, so that I will know more about the community awareness about conservation, the culture within the 15 subclans in Maasai land, and still have my job. So we do wake up at 7 o'clock, I work the whole day, and then I have my office work in the evening at about 7:30 in the evening when I do the booking. And that is when I met a friend of mine called Dr. Damaso, where we started thinking about developing my community.